Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the DICED podcast. This is episode 10, season 2. And I'm with my not so amazing, but amazing co-host.
Mimi ndio niko. Before you replace me, I'm there. My name is James Passy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DICED podcast. We are in episode
10,
season
2.
and we are so thankful for everyone that has been with us. This is the event series, and we've been having great conversation with different service provider in the event space, and it has been amazing.
Speaking of amazing,
Yeah.
how's your week?
My week has been good. Kidogo hapa na pale, weather. I was under the weather, but now I'm okay. And yeah, one of the fine things is I get to meet in events. Uzuri ni unapatana na watu wazuri, warembo, you know, watu wako na do. So ni for kuexplore, Mbona mko warembo? Wewe acha ujinga.
Anyway, mimi niko salama.
Yes.
25, amazing.
Yes.
Relationship yangu bado tuko pamoja.
Yes.
Hiyo ni highlight.
Wade umekaa. Unajua kukaa na mtu kef. Kukaa na mtu for 3 months. Ni God. Ni God. DJ kukaa na dem for 3 months. Hiyo ni God. But today we are here shooting this amazing episode in Marlene Gardens. Marlene Gardens is in Garden Estate, the 8th Street Avenue, and we are located here off Thika Road and off Kiambu Road. This is the place to be for all your intimate, all your big and small events. This is the place to be. Amenities on check, clean toiletries, clean toilets. We have a kitchenette. We have amazing grass and amazing security and parking for all your events. Please check out Marlene Gardens and come by and stop by for all your events. Thank you so much, Marlene Gardens. Let's do this. DJ Dice, leo tuko na nani?
Before to introduce our guest,
yes.
I just want to say thank you to our audience.
By the way, for sure.
Thank you very much for the comments. Thank you very much for those DMs. Hey, but mimi niko taken. Msiniulize maswali zingine.
Wewe kwani nani anakutaka? Nani anakutaka?
Kuja kwa DMs kujitetea. Mimi siko available, niko in the market.
Manze. Hiyo ni indirect marketing. Na leo tuko na mtu wa marketing.
Amepiga PR.
At a few slots remaining.
75% sold.
Sold. Yes.
Instagram, X, TikTok, what pengine?
We are also in TikTok, Pinterest.
Introduce our guest.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we have the privilege of having an amazing person. He is a PR practitioner, digital sales and marketing expert, and also, to top it all, he is an events planner. Now, people say that when it comes to planning, ladies do it best. But today, we have a privilege to have one of the best male event planners on set. He is going to introduce himself. And so, ladies and gentlemen, drums roll for Mr. Cephas!
Unafanya mtu aringe bro.
Welcome bro. Juu. Ukitoka hapo unapandisha red card.
Nikitoka hapa nita review company profile.
Yes, manze.
Hey.
Bro, welcome sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Asanteni.
And you're always on a suit.
Bro, unakaa sharp.
Ungeongeza tai? Si tungeenda home.
Sasa nilitoa tai ndio nikuwe casual.
Manze, why always on a suit?
I don't know. Kitu moja nilikuja kurealize. People will pay you depending on your appearance, eh?
So unasema mimi zile pen na patio ni zangu. Naona nalipokea na lipo.
Blame yourself.
So, I had an experience where I went to a certain hotel in town, eh?
Okay.
So we were planning an event.
Yes.
So the first time I went there, I went in casual.
Okay.
And I was treated very badly. Hata kuonyeshwa venue ilikuwa madharau.
Yeah.
Then I went the next day in a suit. And even the GM came, took me around, showed me the few places. Then I've also noticed with time, depending on the way you present yourself, the way you look, the way you dress, That is how people watakuweka kwa within a certain price range. So nikasema tu ni sacrifice my casuals. Sasa mimi nashinda tu na suti.
No, may maintain.
Yes, since 2014.
Bro.
How many suits do you have?
Unamwandika.
Nataka tu kujua. Watu wa KRA. But I guess the mob.
Yes, I have a few. Wow. Yes, I have a few, but I tend to lean towards blue, navy blue, royal blue.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Manu Chandaria, the billionaire, alisema yeye ako na only 5 suits. But hizo suti 5 akikupea hivi life yako ina change.
Lakini unajua yeye amefika self actualization.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to impress anyone.
Yeah.
Sasa sisi, you'll be judged by the way you look, especially if you're a young person in a field ya big boys.
Yeah, sure.
So inabidi tena unajaribu kucheza nayo kidogo.
Wow.
Yes.
That is like personal branding.
Yes.
Wow. So who is Cephas?
So Cephas is a young person.
Yeah.
But I'm no longer young. Nilitoka Agpo last year.
Wow.
So I'm no longer a young person. So
Okay.
I'm a middle-aged person.
Middle age.
And I love events.
Okay.
I've been doing event planning since 2014.
2014. Wow.
So started with a company, we used to call it Afrique Ventures.
Uh-huh.
Ikagrow, ikaitwa Concepts and Events.
Wow.
Ikagrow, ikaitwa Switch Events.
Yes.
Right now, inaitwa Teal Events.
So kila time na grow mnabadilisha jina.
Yeah, you grow as you see, as you're growing,
Yeah.
you of course bring in new partners.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then so inasaidia hata hiyo image kuribrand, kurigrow ili watu wenye walikujua ukifanya weddings za 5k wakikuja kwa Teal Events wanajua haiwezi kuwa 5k.
Does this apply to relationships? And this one I'm asking on behalf of some people.
Kijana itaon Confetti.
Wewe wote ajibu swali. Does it apply for relationships?
No.
Okay.
If you want to grow, you should maintain the same person.
Okay. If you want to grow.
Yes.
Okay.
Like my wife nilimjua akiwa high school, nikiwa campus.
Wewe ulikuwa campus?
Yes, yeah, alikuwa high school.
Ai!
But we didn't date then. We dated after.
Ulimjua.
So
Wow.
it is important
Yeah.
as in, to have some constants in life zenye zinakusaidia kukuwa grounded. Okay. So as much as everything else changes, kuna zile constant zenye ziko.
Wow.
Yes, idea.
Hey, but I think that's a life lesson. That's a life lesson because sometimes when we are in events and you would agree to me, people are in events, we meet a lot of people.
Yes.
And in the course of meeting people, people get attracted to you. You can also get attracted to them. So that's why some people in the event circle, and I won't mention names, have been having problems when it comes to that area of relationships. But it is good to learn from a wise man, Mr. Cephas. Please, if you're there, if you want to grow, stick to one person. Yeah, so right now we are in Teal Events.
Yes.
Which is an events company. So what are some of the services you guys offer?
Okay, so I will say we are a 360-degree marketing company.
Okay.
Because as I was explaining, being a planner is not about just coming and setting up a tent, then doing the sound and the deco. Yeah. It's about getting to understand the vision of your client and then bringing it into reality.
Yes.
So apart from just looking at event planning to be just wedding planning, event planning and marketing comes in many forms. Okay. Give an example. So for example, you can look at a company, you see some of the places where they are struggling. Alafu sasa una come up na marketing concept. Yenye ita include maybe activations, ita include road shows, ita include branding, social media campaigns. Yeah. That whole 360 degrees is what we do.
Oh.
Yes.
So like somebody can just get in your office and you do the audit of how the company is and you are able to come up with a marketing plan.
Yes. So we do a need analysis. We see what are some of the things that you're lacking in. Then we do a market research. So what are your competitors doing? How are your channels doing? We do a social media audit. So what are your strong channels? Okay. So we look at your social media content, your strategy. Then we build all that for you. And then in incorporate not just digital, also on the ground.
Below the line.
Yes. So kuna below the line, kuna above the line. So we've done that since 2014.
Wow.
For some of the major brands in the country.
Wow.
Worked with Microsoft,
Wow.
worked with World Bank,
Wow.
worked with Kina Pioneer Insurance.
Nice.
You should tell them that you are ready to partner with them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. To kama brand ambassadors.
Sana sisi.
Yes.
Tunavaa suti.
Mm.
Ulikuwa umekubali teke.
Tutamwonyesha plug.
By the way.
Tutamwonyesha plug.
By the muhimu sana.
Lakini tumeona akijaribu kuvaa koti. Kwanza wanza na gym kabla suti. Sasa ukinunua suti, anunue suti alafu akonde alafu.
Umeona hapo hapa in Cephas, umetembea hapa ili mzee msawa piga suti anaenda kutafuta lunch. Anatoka lunch kama amechoka. So yeah, yes. that working with big brands, that is through marketing and also events. And I think when somebody comes to you for a marketing gig, even giving you now an event becomes easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that is one way that you can look at it, because well, the other people are running to sell their events. Yeah. When you give these guys the ideas, the concepts, it becomes easier for them to even give you the events. Oh, nice. Now they single source. You see? They single source instead of having to advertise that we are looking for event planners. So it's a nice way, a smart way of going into the business.
Wow. Wow.
But I'm sure haukuanza na events. I'm sure ulianza mahali.
Let me tell you how it started. Okay, so I'm a graduate in computer science. So mathematics and computer science. Wow. So that is my degree. So initially in the beginning I used to do websites and systems za mashule. Wow. So one day I went to TRM and then wanted to do their website. They were just new, TRM. It had just come into the market. Yeah, sure. It was one of the very first malls. So tukaambia marketing manager, we want to do a website for you so that guys can see your content nini. Back then it was around 2014, 2013. So guys did not know about websites so much. Kumbuka ndio akina Kibaki walikuwa wameleta mambo ya internet penetration. So I told this lady, we want to do your website. And then she told me, mambo ya website sahi hatutaki. Tunatafuta mtu wa event tufanye. Nikamwambia si tunafanyanga event. So with my partner then we told him, we do events. You can do an event for us. Okay, yes. So can you go and come up with a concept and then come. Tukaenda tukafikiria ideas nini, we came back. And that was our first event.
Oh, mlilipwa fiti.
Tulilipwa fiti.
That's nice.
Lakini pia tulichezwa na madam fulani alikuwa hapo, after amelipwa amepewa pesa akatutoka. Yeah, so the company paid, but then the one who was paid to give us the money. But it's life lessons.
Life lessons.
Hapo ndio tukajua kumbe ukifanya event unafaa kuwa na contract.
Na uko na account.
Na uko na account.
Ya kuwekwa do yako.
Usiletwe cash.
Wow.
So that's how we got our first event.
And so what did that, ring teach you? Because you are going for marketing, but you got an event. Yes. So did you maybe think of, now we need to actually follow this event thing?
Yes. So now the funny thing is, as much as financially that business did not come through. Yeah. One, we got networks there.
Wow.
There's a lady who was there because we did a kids festival in TRM back then. Okay. So this lady had brought her child and she worked at the World Bank. So she was like, we're organizing a family event. Would you guys mind doing the same thing here for us? Yes. That's how we got our first biggest client. Hey. So you may feel like maybe umefika mwisho ati.
Sure,
because we wanted to give up.
Yeah.
We were almost giving up because you've done a big business, umekopa do, and then umetokwa. So we wanted to actually give up and just go back to normal business, because I even remember when I looked at the laptop of my business partner, nilipata an update CV. So I knew, this guy is now looking for employment. Now, let's start. So that's how we even got that business. Wow. So the next business that we got also came from the same event. Wow. Someone who was launching now Mountain Mall told us, you guys, can you come up with an idea to bring people into our mall?
Because it's new. So TRM was the first one, then Mountain Mall.
Then Mountain Mall, yes.
Nice.
So now we did a very good event there, brought a lot of people, we had a lot of activities. So mwenyewe akafurahia sana. So that is the first time I ever nikashika 500K. Let me tell you the funniest thing, eh? So tulitoka hapo chini kulikuwa na yard. There was a car yard there.
Yes, yes.
So we went straight there and we bought a car, Toyota Carib. And me and my partner, none of us knew how to drive a car. So, so we told the yard guy,
Yeah.
tupeleke hii gari hadi Thika.
But by the way, why did you decide to buy a car first?
Okay, because every time we had gone for different presentations, competing with other companies, and every time we were going to a presentation, it will be maybe in a hotel like this. So the client will be sitting there, and then you are walking in, going to meet them, and then your other competitors will drive in, park, and come and meet. And so we kept losing jobs. And then one day someone told us rightly that, you see, si tunaona nyinyi vijana mnakuja miguu. Sasa nikikupatia kazi ya 1 million, si utaenda kusort pesa shida zako kwanza upotee. Lakini huyu anaka already is stable. They have the financial, they look like they even have the cash flow to do the event and wait for an NPO compared to you who's walking in. So we decided that our first thing to get will be a car, even before we got an office or anything. Our first thing. Very true. Yeah. So that was the journey, and that's what we used to do.
So that is still how people look at you. That is still PR.
That is personal branding.
Wow.
Yes. Okay.
In terms of growth.
Oh, okay. One of the things that I realized is that I don't know. In life, you will come to see that ile siku yenye unaonaga ni kama umefika mwisho and you're almost to give up, eh?
Yeah.
There's always something around the corner. And then secondly, ile time yenye unasikia umepata do sana, your mind always tells you to slow down because most of our mindsets really hazijakuwa accustomed to good things happening to us. So you'll find sometimes whenever you've gotten your biggest check,
Yeah.
one of the fastest things that you will do is relax. You'll either go out or go on holiday because you're not accustomed to good things happening to you. And so the biggest thing that you can learn is whenever uko na hiyo momentum, don't take a break, continue. And then, of course, I've learned the importance of having a legal team.
Wow.
How important is it?
It's extremely important.
So maybe you can advise, obviously,
Yes.
James and I,
Yes.
and obviously our guests, how would you advise them in terms of legal matters, especially in this industry? How important is it?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So, I'm given an event. I'm told you need to supply, let's say, 100 tents. And since I don't have the 100 tents, I have 50. I go to someone else who has 50.
Yeah.
Okay? So I pay them to bring the extra tents. And then instead of bringing 50, they bring 25. You see, the client now becomes angry because amekosa 25. But the subcontractor does not care because he can very easily just refund you the money of the 25.
Yeah.
But then they don't know that there is what we call lifetime value of a client. Because you client, this month amenipea maybe 500.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, anipea gig ingine 500. You see, in the next 5 years, that is lifetime value. But since this person has messed you that one time, this client will never give you business again. Okay? Like how I lost that World Bank contract. They had a very big end of year party. I paid someone a lot of money. And then since I had another event, I told them, come and set up. We will come in the morning just to do the final touches. So we came in the morning, there was absolutely nothing on the ground.
The day of the event.
The day of the event. So if this client decides to sue you, do you know how much they will sue you for? Because this person is bringing the country director, regional director, all the employees with their families, and you have disappointed them.
Wow.
And you see, now the blame comes to you, not to the subcontractor. And so that's why it is important to have a legal team. Not really, you don't have to employ a lawyer permanently, but to have someone that you are in good terms with, who's a lawyer, who advises you on contracts. Yeah? Because a lot of times, whenever we are doing, let's say you're doing a corporate event, the companies will send you a contract for you to sign so that they can give you a business. But then you don't understand the terms in there. And that's why unapata a lot of people are losing money. Because maybe the company said, if you don't do X, Y, Z, tutakata pesa na this much. So you see, it is important to have someone like that. Secondly, it's important to have an accountant, especially in these times of e-teams, KRA, because we were never taught about taxes. And most businesses are not. And so anytime that you're working in the corporate wanakuitisha e-teams, you don't even know what that is. So you go, you sign up for e-teams, unapata kumbe uliekewa a VAT obligation. And you don't know you're supposed to submit by the 20th of every month. So by the time unaenda KRA, uko na penalties for the last 2 years. So these are some of the things that zinazuia a lot of young people could grow. Because tumezoea kuwork tu kijua kali kienyeji.
And of course, having a very beautiful conversation here with Mr. Cephas. And remember, we are shooting this live from Malin Gardens. Malin Gardens is located off Thika Road and off Kiambu Road, right here in Garden Estate. This is the place for your all events, intimate, big, private, all social events. This is the place to be. Amenities which are here are state of art. When you talk about toilets, when you talk about the washrooms, when you talk about the kitchens, and the amazing, amazing parking and security that is in this place. Check it out on the video that is playing. And now, Mr. Cephas,
Yes.
you are a mail planner. You know, when you mention to someone, I have a mail planner, can you check him out? People might be kidogo, wanashukushuku, because planning has been on with the
Ladies'
ladies.
job,
The ladies wanasemanga, we don't even know colors, you know. We are forgetful, we can't multitask. An event is a lot of multitasking. So you as a planner, what is that one thing that you always face when people come to you? Do you have some convincing to do?
Okay, it's a bit difficult because a lot of people expect a planner to be a woman.
Yes.
And so one of the things that helps is having a proven track record. Yeah?
Yes.
Because by the time someone is coming to us, they already have seen what we've done. And even when you sit down on the table, you are able to show them your catalog. You're able to show them the events that you've curated, the kind of decor inspos that you have. You know, like you are able to guide a bride and a groom to doing a very nice, theme book. Unatengeneza very nice, depending on the kind of seats, the colors that they want, the venue. And then also, one of the things that helps us is that been there since 2014. So we have very good networks in terms of suppliers.
Yes.
So I'm able to sit down with the bride and the groom, guide them to the best caterers. So we're able to sample. You see, I'm able to take them to very nice MCs like yourself, and they are able to have those interactions. I'm able to recommend gardens. I'm able to recommend, all these things. So it gives us a very good advantage. Then also when it comes to multitasking, I am not a fan of multitasking. Because when you multitask, you do everything halfway. So I like to work from a checklist. So it's planning is really about, I take it as a project. So we have a project, we have a goal, we do all these steps. By the end of the day, tumepiga checklist ya kila kitu. Compared to someone who's, multitasking, you find that amesahau chandelier, nini lights. So for us, we are very professional, and that's one of the things that helps us. And then pia vile wanasema kuna gender equality. Haiwezi kuwa one-sided peke. At it's only ladies.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
We
but
also provide.
gender equality inamaanisha both.
Pia unajua, there are a lot of ladies who prefer working with men. So inanipatia hiyo advantage pia.
For obvious reasons.
You see? So it helps. Yes. It helps.
Wow. Yes. So till events, we're just going through your website and your social media, and I realize even you as a brand, you're so passionate about even training people on matters digital sales. So how do you go about that?
So we create what we call a client avatar. Sorry, I just went a bit deep. So you think about who's your ideal client, and then where can you find them, and how can you connect with them? What is their language?
Let me ask.
Yes.
Ideal client. But I think you just need clients. Is it not discriminating? to
No,
have
you don't. You don't just need clients.
to have a
You
niche.
need a niche.
You don't just need clients per se. If you said that, then if someone came to you and asked you to MC their wedding at 3,000, would you do it? Then you are discriminating them.
Okay,
Yes?
I get it.
So, when I talk about an ideal client, you need to think about ni client mgani ulifanya job na yeye and you are the happiest. Ni client mgani, yani alikulipa poa, hakuwa na stress,
Yes.
muli-connect fiti,
Yes.
and
Na
then
ulideliver.
na ulideliver
Yes.
na wakafurahia.
Yes.
That is now your ideal client. So let's call him Mr. Otis.
Yes.
Then now you start thinking about where would I find Mr. Otis? Where does he hang out? Which social media platform does he use? What kind of languages and jargons does he use? Yeah? Ni mtu wa kuongea sijui na kulombo tov ama ni mtu anaongea serious language. So that
Ama ni wa kutueng.
exactly. So that even ama ni msoa you guy my guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that even your posts it is aligning with that client.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So that's what we teach people. And then we teach them how do you get more of those people.
More of the,
So first of all, you
there's getting
identify them, and then how do you get more of those people? Because they're there. So
Every niche has its own people.
yes. I mean, Porsche Cayenne, 9 million. There are so many of them around. The new Land Cruiser Prado, 13 million. There are so many of them around because that is their niche market. These guys then go to advertise in Githurai or wherever. They know where they advertise. They know where to get their customers. So it's also for us to also learn where are my customers? What language do they speak? How do I advertise and speak directly to them? So we do that course. It's a 1-month training.
Okay.
We do it every Wednesday.
Okay.
We charge 5,000 for 4 classes.
Okay.
By the time you're finishing those classes,
We 5,000
for 4 classes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you think if you don't know marketing, a business might not have longevity?
It's the same. I'll give you the old adage. Business without marketing is like winking at the girl you like in the darkness. You may know your intentions, but she'll never know you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ooh.
So,
Hey.
and that is, you see, we get paid. Like you, Pasi. You
Yeah.
do an event, you're an MC, you get paid.
Yeah.
How much of that money do you put back to marketing?
Wow.
Don't tell us. Just think about it.
Because there's nothing to.
You think about?
So it is very critical.
Okay.
And that's why you find a lot of people don't have growth. And if you look at, I don't want to mention their names, there are 3 companies around here that are doing events,
Yeah.
and they have put a lot of money in their marketing, and within 3 years they've become some of the biggest in weddings. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And compare
And they're
their
serious
budgets.
about it.
And compare the budget of marketing. Look at their videos, how many views they get, and the kind of clientele that they're having. And then compare with the other event planners that you've known from back then. Compare the trajectory. The difference is marketing.
Does good marketing equate to a good product or a good service?
No.
So you can have a fairly, not good.
I will call it sales.
Okay.
I will call it advertisement.
Okay.
So marketing is whole. So marketing is not just about what you're saying.
Okay.
It's also about what are people saying about you.
Okay.
That is marketing.
Ah.
It's also
What
about,
are people saying about
yes,
you?
it's also about the kind of service that you offer.
Okay.
How will people rate your experience? Yeah? So when you think about marketing, people think about social media ads, they think about newspaper advertisements, whereas marketing is even word of mouth. When I do a good job, that client gives me another client, another client, another client. That is marketing. Okay? The way I package myself, that is marketing. The way I'm doing my social media posts, you see? So marketing is a whole.
Okay.
Advertisement is one line. And that's what people confuse. Advertisement is one line whereby I'm advertising myself by social media posts,
Okay.
newspaper, you see? So that does not say that my product is good or bad. I'm just advertising. But then marketing is the whole experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Question: How important when it comes to social media are your followers? Because I have a handful of followers.
And you treat them badly. You starve them.
How important
It it is very important to build. Nowadays, we are thinking only about followers instead of a community, whereas you should build a community. They talk about your clan of 1,000.
Yeah.
I don't remember which book I'm going to tell
Kwani
you.
umesema 1000 za mko nao peke yake?
Very important. That is so important compared to someone who has 60,000
Oh, really?
and he does not get any engagement. He does not get any comments. Akieka video, it gets zero shares because they've not built a community. So they talk about a clan of 1,000. Build yourself a clan of about 1,000 people who love your brand and they are so passionate that they will meet other people and tell them about that brand. Yeah? So build that clan of 1,000. That clan of 1,000 is the one that is going to grow you. So how do you do that? Engagement. Get to know what do they like. Get to reply to each of them. Mention them, Do videos for them.
Yeah.
Then be authentic. We are so fake. In this, be authentic. Show people the real you,
So even if your camera is not of good quality, just post.
Start.
Start.
Just start.
That's the word. Start.
You see, I used to say that I'm waiting until I get a good phone so that I can start doing social media content. Then I waited, and then I bought a very good phone, 200 megapixel, very nice. And then I said, now let me learn CapCut so that I can start editing. And then I learned CapCut, and then I said, now let me buy Easy Videos, a podcast, ndio nikuwe na record content poa. You see,
Good
I have
audio, good
never
video.
started, but just start. So now I decided now, nitakuwa tu nasimama, put a phone, record myself, share it out there. And I'm seeing the kind of engagement. Unapata, people are liking, people are sharing. And that's how you build a community.
Commenting.
Exactly. That's how you build a community. And then after being authentic, give people value.
Yeah.
Give people value. Always try to give people value.
Somebody says it's in social media. There's a lot of giving that goes around. You give, and then ask.
Give, and then ask.
Yeah.
But then we do the opposite. We
Yeah.
ask, then give so small. Kuna kitabu ya Gary V. You know Gary V?
I've heard it.
He's one of the kings of social media. So he
Wow.
talks about jab, right hook. Meaning, give people, and then ask. So you give content like the way you're doing with the podcast. You're giving guys knowledge. You are educating them. You're entertaining them. That is value. Then by the time, after you build your community, by the time you're asking them for something, these guys will readily give you. Like you see that class I've told you about, the digital class.
Yeah.
I did it for 1 year free. So I used to do it every single Wednesday for free. We grew, we used to have 50 guys on each session, grew to earn 100, 200. Then now, when we started charging, guys are the ones who are saying, hey, by the way, you guys. So they started, and they pay upfront. Right now we have a class of 45 people, all of them paid upfront, and they're getting value.
Wow. But after the journey, after you've given so much
Yes,
value,
1 year.
and actually people can actually see the actual value that they have
Yes.
gotten from
And
you.
they're the same guys who will bring their friends. Yesterday I had a call with a mother who wants me to train her son who's in campus. You see? That's
Let
what
me
I'm
tell you,
telling
in these
about.
classes, there are
Those
things
value.
you won't get from the university.
Yeah.
Because somebody like Cephas, he's in the business. So he's actually teaching you what he has, learned over the years. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So in our business, there are a lot of challenges as a planner, as a PR marketer, as a trainer in the digital sales. What are some of the challenges that you've gone through, but you've managed to, overcome them?
Some of the challenges.
Yeah.
One of the challenges is after you've done an event, then someone decides not to pay you. I don't think there's a single person in events who's never gone through that.
Everyone.
So you give a very good sound.
Yeah.
Then after the event, the client says, na kuna wakati hiyo mic ilikata, so na mimi nakata.
Yeah.
So that happens. So those are some of the challenges. Number two, especially dealing with corporates, is the delay in payment.
Yeah.
So they give you an LPO, they say they'll pay you within 30 days. 30 days in Aisha, 90 days, 120 days. And you see this affects even the way that you're paying your suppliers, your team. Those are some of the challenges. Then also lack of credibility in the in the event planning ecosystem.
Yeah, sure.
So whereby we'll agree with you that you're going to supply me with this number of tents, then you bring less number without caring. Ama ushaizimiwa simu na supplier
Hey!
on the day of the event. Those are some of the challenges, eh? And so you find that you can't really overcome all of them because you cannot remove yourself from the system. Kama ni payments, you really can't change the way companies pay.
Yeah.
But kama ni hiyo ya, let's say clients not paying, we found a very nice way whereby you pay a deposit, then I come, I do the setup. So you come and then you say, wow, it's nice. Then I tell you, okay, then give me the balance. So if you don't, then I start taking down the tent. So you find out of nowhere, they immediately get money.
And then now do you start set up again?
Now we of course will have to get other people, so we charge.
Extra.
Yes. Because we also have, they say that customer is king really, but not really. Because sometimes, have you ever advised a client, they decided to go against what you advertised,
Yeah.
you advised them,
Yeah.
and then they come, that the customer is always right. No. So as professionals, they also have to really understand and accept our experience so that we can give them quality.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So we may let a lot of highs and lows in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where you reach a point where you're almost bankrupt with loans, money that you're supposed to pay.
And you have a lot of money outside, and people
Exactly.
don't believe.
And people don't believe.
Because by then you can put up a very big event, like a national event in KICC, and everyone is like, hey, Manze, you did this.
You have a
But
lot of
you
money.
don't have money.
Unaomba fare ya kurudi home.
Ni kweli. Ni kweli. But that's what I'm saying. Ni kweli. It's very true.
Events is crazy. You can, unaweza toka a very big event, but you don't have.
You have nothing. Because you've paid everything out of pocket now, you're waiting for pesa ulipo. It's a very challenging environment.
So, but how do you cope up? Do you now have to do a lot of things in the on the way? Different types of event for you now to keep up, because now you have to survive. You have a family, you have a personal life. There's goals for your company.
You have to have growth.
Yeah.
So what I do is I have two channels. Okay. So I have the corporate channel. Okay. So I take it as a long-term plan, as an investment plan that I'm putting in money here, and then I'll get it back in about 3 months with good interest. Yeah? So naziangalianga hivyo. Hiyo LPO naona ni kama nimepatiwa a bearer's bond, yani ama inatagwa aje? Zile treasury bills nimepatiwa. So I look at it like I'm investing. Then the other line is the social events.
Okay.
So social events, these are kids' birthdays, these are weddings, coitos, rorashios, graduations. So budget kidogo kidogo ya 50k here, 70k there.
Yeah.
It pushes you until the next event. Because if you don't have good cash flows, you won't be able to make it until the next event.
Yeah, true.
So as you grow, you learn that ile kitu muhimu sana kwa business hata sio profitability. It's not about how much you're making for an event. It is your cash flow.
Consistent.
If you're able to have a nice cash flow, because there's no way you'll be creative as an MC if your house is locked, your kid is out of school.
For sure. For
You
sure.
don't have, you see, you'll
Your
not,
girlfriend is not nini.
yeah, you'll not be in that creative space. But once your rent is sorted, your school fees is sorted, you have a few liters in your tank, you're able to go around, meet clients.
Yeah.
Si ati kila time ukimit na client akikuuliza unakula nini unasema uko sawa because you're afraid of the bill.
Ujui nani atalipa.
Ujui nani atalipa. So mko hiyo game ya. Ndio na ile mimi ya. Yeah. So you're so afraid.
Yeah.
But if you have that liquidity, that cash flow, hata huyo client anapata ile confidence. Like tumeenda Java, umekula 2000 anaenda kulipa na you know, I got this. Let me pay. Akama no, but no, I'll pay.
Na huyu jamaa atakula pesa yangu.
Exactly.
Unaambia kwani nyinyi mtakula yangu lini jamaa?
Yeah.
Ama mmekula zangu. So nice. Hey, so I think that is one of the things that also people who are in the same industry need to understand, so that we really avoid, because I want to say, if there are people who are very depressed, are the creatives.
Yes.
The people in this events industry. I remember there was a time I did a very, very big event and I went home and I shared it on my social media. It was shared all over. And then I fika home, sana and hey, check nataka this and this and this.
Mm.
I'm like, yo.
I don't have anything.
So it's a very smart way of looking at it. How creatives can be able to, like you, I know if I don't get you in a PR and marketing board, I'll get you teaching.
Yes.
I'll get you, training people, and another time I'll get you in an event. So you are just doing things to make you feel alive. And some of us, by the way,
And you
if you
see,
don't,
one of the problems is, as creatives, we have very much idle time on our hands
yeah,
because you don't do events every day.
yeah, sure,
You see, so you'll have a gig this time, and then after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So in between, how do you feel in that time? So it's either you go into drugs, or into these other funny things, or you find something that you're passionate about and build it. Like the way you've decided to do a podcast.
yeah,
You see, you're planning something, you're building. So the others who don't have that, wanakuwa na hiyo shida sana because of the free time in the hands. Alafu pia unajua uzuri wa hii business yetu, ukilipwa mara moja unalipwa fit.
yeah.
So ukiwa na hiyo do na uko na idle time. Na wewe ni kijana.
Yeah. Na uko Nairobi.
Na unaishi Roysambu.
Na cheni bana, cheni. Wow. So Cephas, why should a client have a planner and you as a planner?
Why should you have a planner? As a client, you see, your business is not planning your wedding. Your business should be working where you are working.
Yeah.
So you should free up that time and that mental space and give someone that stress so that you can focus on your family, your job, your husband. I want to ask you, very honestly, do you know that almost 20 to 40% of couples break up just before their weddings? Because of that stress. Na hiyo kurudishiana, na wazazi, na pesa. A lot of people break up after engagement until wedding. So a wedding planner comes in to help you make sure that you don't break up.
So you just focus on?
Focus on what you should. That is your family, your business, your husband or your bride. So for us, we take away that stress. Secondly, there is no way you'll know everything about planning a wedding compared to someone who's done it for the last 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Sure. Makes sense.
There are so many things that you'll overlook. For example, we were talking earlier about a bride chooses a ground to go and do a wedding.
Yeah.
And then on the day of the wedding you come, you realize that the electricity is there is not enough to power the speakers. So what do? Now you're running around looking for generators. But as a planner, that is the first thing I would have noticed. So you find a lot of things that a planner's experience.
Because they have the details.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A planner's experience. You see, in a 5-minute meeting, I can be able to tell you every single thing that you need for a wedding.
Yeah.
But for you, it will take you about 3 months to realize that you need someone to decorate your car.
Yeah.
For you to even know the kind of flowers that go in a hand bouquet. Yeah?
They are all the same with the ones for walkways?
No, they are not the same.
Okay, that's why I need a planner.
They are not? Anakimbilia planner. Lakini wacha tupange wedding. Tutatafuta bibi.
Wapasi ni wale watakusema. Last time kwa ile kadi ilikuwa imeandikwa Joyce, futeni.
Makosa imepaka.
Ekeni magi hapo.
Makosa imefanyika.
So you are leveraging on someone's experience to have a good experience for yourself and for your guests.
Yeah.
Because your wedding day should not be a day of stress. It should be a celebration of love.
Sure.
Or even a corporate event. You find mko na corporate event, the CEO is stressed out. He's wondering, where is this? Why are the mics not working? Well, you should just come with your speech. Everything is set. Wewe unaingia tu kwa podium, screens are working,
yes.
Mics are good, decoration is awesome. Kuna watu wali receive guests zenyu, wamepata 360-degree camera pale, wamedance, wameingia, they
yeah.
have a red carpet experience, because that's how it should be, and that's what we do.
So
Experience and a half.
convenience.
Yes?
Convenience.
Yes, convenience. Yes.
Now, why you?
Why me? Ha.
Why not?
Who else?
Who else?
Who else? So why me? So I'm Cephas Gadi. I've been in the events business for the last 11 years. I have won different accolades across the country. Top 40 under 40 twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've won the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Forum, you know, all the way in Nigeria, 4 events.
Wow.
I've planned events for some of the biggest companies in this country, and also for some of the most private weddings in this country, because that's what I do. I do private weddings, luxury, you know, celebrations. And I have the experience to show.
Wow.
We have the catalog, and we are very good. Yeah. And so why us is because we make sure that you get an experience of your lifetime during your event. Yes. So that's why me.
Straightforward pitch. Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
Thank you so much. I think we all need the digital sales class. You said there's a cohort for
April.
throughout the year. How do you
Once per month.
once per month?
So we have one cohort a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually it starts on the first Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
So every Wednesday, 8 to 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
It's virtual, and then at the end of it all, we have one major physical class.
Okay.
Tunakaa chini sisi wote. We go over everything.
I think we all need it. So how can people sign up, and how can people get to interact and book and reserve your services?
Okay, so for the events, you can check out Till Events Kenya. That's on Facebook, IG, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Also, you can get in touch with me personally. Gadi Cephas. I'm the only one with that name, so you don't have to worry.
Yes. No parody.
No parody yet.
Yes.
And so for the trainings, our company is called Aggrandize Africa.
Okay.
So Aggrandize Africa, aggrandize means making grand.
Wow. Nice. Making grand. We need it. I think we really need. And by the way, if you are looking forward to attend the class, we're gonna put the link and the contact on this video, and so you'll be able to get in contact with Mr. Cephas at Till Events and Aggrandize.
Aggrandize Africa, yes.
Aggrandize. Amazing, amazing. We really appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Asante sana. Me, one of the things I've learned today is people pay you depending on how you look and how you present yourself. So no, it's a personal decision. It's a personal lesson that myself I have learned. I don't know about you. Yes, and of course, marketing is the breath of every
company.
business. So maybe your last remarks.
Do everything as if the whole world is watching.
Wow.
So if you do that, it means that you will give it your very best.
Yeah.
So the way you do the small things is the way that you're going to do the big things. So if it is brushing your teeth, brush as if the whole world is watching. If it is ironing your shirt, if it is writing that proposal, if it is emceeing, if it is DJing, kama wewe unatengeneza tu flower kamoja tu, do it like the whole world is watching. Kama ni drape unafunga, do it like the whole world is watching. Even like the makeup lady, she's doing it so perfectly. So
that you're doing. That is our makeup artist is called Jackie. One day we just want to learn about marketing, because I think a lot of business are really struggling with marketing. There are people with very nice services, good products, but how to sell them out there. And I don't know why is it that most talented people are the people who don't know marketing.
Yes, because you believe that talent is everything. Yeah. But someone who's hardworking will beat you anytime.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah?
Hard work will beat talent.
Anytime.
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 Amazing.
The DICED Podcast, episode 10, season 2, and we are out.